Okay, thanks for checking out part 2 of the PARCC preparedness videos here. Again, I want to share these 3 websites with you. These are 3 main websites for PARCC preparation. I'm going to be looking in the middle of the math practice test here. Again, this is going to be a grade 6 through 8 practice test, and the nature of this video is not, the purpose of this video is not to look at math content, it's to look at simply how to take the test. So I am on the grade 6 through 8 math assessment. We're going to start test now, and I just want to show you a few simple things that students will be looking for. So again, first of all, I want to point out the toolbar at the top. Go to next question, go to previous question. I'm not on a previous question yet, but I will. Review. I can review all my questions as I go through them. Notice the status of the first question is unanswered. Once I go on to the next question with an answer, it will say green, answered. It will show in green and say answered. I can also flag my questions, which means, you know what, I don't really know how to answer this question, so I'm going to skip it, come back to it later when I know I have a little bit more time. So when you review it, you'll see, hey, this one's flagged, student. You need to come back to that question before you submit your answers. Alright, so up here is the pointer tool, which is what I have going on right now. Looks just like it, the arrow. 1/8" ruler. If I need a ruler, I can get it. I can spin it around just by clicking and dragging on one of the gray circles. I send it back by clicking on it. I get a protractor. It works the same way as a ruler. I can spin it to meet angles if they give me a question where I need to measure an angle. Send it back like that. If the question allows for a calculator, you will be provided a calculator through the test. You will not get to use your own personal calculator or a school-provided calculator. You will use one of theirs. So we have a basic 5-function calculator here that is provided, and they say, you know what, I can use it, so we're going to type into it just like you would normally, and it works just like that. And I can also get more of a scientific calculator where I have logarithms and sine, cosine, tangent, and all that stuff. 8th graders might use that. 6th, 7th graders, you don't need to worry about that type of question on your test that would require that. Alright, so drop-down boxes, question like this, they're going to say choose from the options here, and you might want to look through those before you submit your answer. Try to work it out, figure out what they're asking you and how they want you to answer it, but just check and see what the options are so that can guide your thinking. And then you can just type in using your keyboard. I'm just going to make up numbers here. 12 meters per second. It said invalid input. Or 10 meters per second. How about 10? There we go. The reason why I said invalid input was because I tried to put another letter in there. I didn't like that. So that tells the student, nope, don't do that. All right, let's go into question 2. Here's another text box situation. In here, once I click in the text box, I can't type in here until I click in it. So I have to click on that. Then I get all these math symbols over here. Like for example, one that you're not going to be able to use on your on just a regular keyboard is if you need to do a scenario where you have an exponent. So 3 to the 4th power. Maybe that my answer requires that, and I can use that exponent button right there. If you want to just type in like 4, you can use just the keyboard, plus 5 equals. You can do it that way, or you can use all these symbols over here. Fractions are another thing. If I need to type in a fraction, I can do it this way, where I type on the box, line box. So in this top box, I'm going to type in 4 over 5, so that shows 4/5. Or I can use the keyboard 4/5, and it automatically pops up. And by the slash, I'm talking about the key that's just to the left of the bottom right shift key on the keyboard. It's also paired with the question mark key. Alright, so parentheses here, and if you notice, if you hold the cursor over it, if I need the degree symbol, it tells you what it is. Some symbols don't look as obvious as others, but it tells you if you hold it there. If you need to show some kind of relationship, like is greater than or equal to, right here. Or lastly, if you need a few more geometry symbols, the measure of angle, or triangle is triangle ABC, whatever. Okay, let's see, what else do we have? We have a coordinate grid, where if I need to show where coordinate points are, I can just click on it. Now I want to show you that it will allow you to move them. I should. There we go. I need 4 points. Can I move them? No. There are some where you can move them, some where you just click on them and they go away, like this. I've seen some where I was able to click one and then just drag it and move it to where I needed it. That's apparently not the case on this question. Another text box, it's going to work the same way. As soon as I click in it, all this stuff's going to appear. Alright, this is a drag situation where we're going to click and drag answers that are not proportional, ones that are. Again, I'm not doing any math here, I'm just clicking and dragging. And if you notice that last time I just missed and it didn't accept it, I can change my answer if I disagree with myself all of a sudden. Here I can click on points. This is the one that you can move them. Watch this. I'm going to try to leave it right here where it's just below the line, and it moves it just a little bit. What it's doing is it's accepting on the coordinate point 4, 2, or it's thinking, if you're up a little bit, it's going to go move it right to 4, 2.5. So you got to be somewhat accurate, but you don't have to be perfect. It'll place it. Another text box scenario. These just move around, so it's not too terrible. Students should be able to figure that out with a little bit of practice. Question like this, just type your answer into the text box. I'm just going to put 4. That is a completely wrong answer, by the way. Alright, notice it says, congratulations, you have finished the test. But the last section has 4 unanswered questions. Even though they use that word congratulations, that's going to show up every time. So, make sure that you review, if you see 4 unanswered questions, review those. I did not answer questions 2, 3, and 4, so I'm just going to say 9, show all your steps. This is very bad, over-explain, but for the purpose of this video. 1, 5, 2, 9, practice. Alright. And I just want to show what the final screen looks like. Practice again. Part B, okay, so that's all the parts. That's the other thing. Scroll all the way down, make sure you got all the parts. And that one is fine. This one is fine. So it should show that every question. Oh, question 5. What did I not answer? I guess they need me to move something around. Put Nancy on top. There we go. Review. Am I answered? Okay, there we go. Submit final answers. And then it'll say log out. That screen may look different for the actual test. Not sure yet. But for now, this is what we have to go with. So this is what students will be working with within the test. Those tools. Practice these things. Get used to that protractor. Get used to the calculator. Get used to the symbols for text boxes. And again, those websites to find all this practice stuff you can find here. Check it out.